Hello guys and welcome back to KeebWorks. Today we will be looking at the Cherry MX Silent Red switches. Let's get started. So these are silent switches, and what really makes them interesting is how they work compared to a normal switch. So let's take a look on the inside and see how that works. Now, as you can see, it has two dampeners on either side. These dampeners absorb the downstroke and the upstroke for every single key press. This is what allows it to be a very quiet switch. It's a pretty nice trick if you ask me. And here is a comparison between this switch and the TTC Gold V2 Red switch. If you're wondering about any of the other components, they're all pretty standard, nothing special about them, but I'll go through them anyway. So let's first start with the top housing. And now for the spring. And finally the bottom housing. This is a plate mounted switch, no legs on either side, but they do come in PCB mounted if you prefer that one. Now it's time for the categories, and as usual we're going to be starting off with smoothness. And it's average. It's scratchy, but it's not overwhelmingly scratchy. You'll get along with it just fine, assuming you have reasonable expectations. Remember, it's a cherry switch. They aren't known for smoothness. And with that, it's a 5 out of 10. Now for weighting. It seems that I always end up reviewing very light switches that I dislike. Not this one though. It's 45 grams, but I like these. Maybe it's because I'm getting used to them by now. I don't know. They get a 6 out of 10. And yes, they do have a heavier option. It's the Cherry MX Silent Black, which I'll be reviewing next time. Now for sound. I've already explained how they work in the beginning, so instead, take a listen to my typing demonstration on this switch. Now, as you've just heard, they are very quiet. They aren't exactly silent, but it fits the bill nicely, doesn't it? I'm happy with giving this a 5 out of 10 because they don't sound very good, but they aren't terrible either. Typing performance is below average for me. Now that I've gotten used to it, it's not so bad, but honestly, I don't like the mushy feeling whenever I bottom out the switch. With that said, if you're just looking for a quiet and light switch for office use, then perhaps you can buy these ones. It's a solid choice, but for me, it only gets a 4 out of 10. Now for gaming performance, I've included a quick TF2 gameplay here, just to change the format a little bit, and I really think this is where the Switch excels, because number one, it's very quiet, meaning you can play your favorite game late at night without distracting anyone, And number 2, it has a reduced travel at 3.7mm compared to the normal 4mm that you get with the Cherry MX Red. So you have a slight advantage. I wouldn't say I had any sort of advantage when I used the Switch for gaming, but I'm not a professional. Maybe you are, so you may take advantage of that shortened travel. But hey, I thought it was worth mentioning anyway. This gets a solid 7 out of 10. In total, the final score for this Switch is 27 out of 50, or 54%, which is pretty good because I'll be reviewing the Cherry MX Silent Black, which should get similar results. I'll see you soon on that video, but for now, take care and goodbye.